Thank you.
Olá, boa tarde a todos. Bem-vindo ao tour virtual da São Domenico. Hoje nós temos a honra de contar com a presença da Colleen Bertiglia, Associate Director of International Admission, e a Marcina Peterson, Admission and Marketing Associate. Para quem não me conhece, meu nome é Natália Warga, eu sou a diretora do Departamento Brasil da 3W, uma Student Managed Company que representa mais de 40 high schools particulares americanas no Brasil. Eu trabalho na matriz da empresa na cidade de Los Angeles, na Califórnia. Nós contamos também com a presença da Andrea Ciapone, representantes de vendas que trabalha na cidade de São Paulo. Hoje nós vamos mostrar alguns vídeos da escola. A Colleen e a Marcina vão fazer a apresentação em inglês, onde a Andréia e eu vamos também passar um pequeno resumo em português. Depois a Andréia vai passar o processo de matrícula na escola e por último vamos ter as perguntas e respostas. Se durante a apresentação vocês tiverem alguma pergunta, por favor, vão fazendo aqui no chat, que no final a escola vai responder. Marcina, Colleen, thank you very much for your presence today. If you want to start the presentation, introducing yourself a little bit, please.
Okay, great. Hello, my name is Colleen Bertiglia. I am the Associate Director of Admissions for our international students at San Domenico, and I'm delighted to be with you all today and hopefully to help you learn a little bit more about San Domenico. And Marcina, go ahead, introduce yourself, and then I'll start.
Wonderful. Hi, everyone. I'm Marcina Peterson. I'm an admissions and marketing associate here at San Domenico. And I also echo what Colleen said, really lovely to have all of you with us. And we look forward to sharing a little bit about our wonderful school in the Bay Area.
San Domenico is more than a school. It's 515 acres of rolling hills I get to call home. It's an extended family who join me from down the street and around the bay, and from 20 countries around the world. It's my place to think and reflect. A secluded oasis nestled here in a beautiful valley, but close to everywhere. San Domenico is my place to grow up, to take risks, to question, to think for myself, build my confidence, and learn new skills. It's my place to prepare for challenges, present and future, where teachers and students learn from each other, where differences aren't just accepted, they're celebrated. It's my place to learn and perform, to tinker, to cook, to run. My place to focus on the future and give back and discover what's important to me, where I can learn how to be my best self and see the possibilities of who I can be. Welcome to San Domenico School. find your place.
So welcome from San Francisco. So that was just a little video. Hopefully you guys could get a better sense from the air of what our campus looks like. It's absolutely beautiful. And as this slide says, this is our playground in San Francisco and Marin. The kids here, international students, it's an incredible place for them to visit because they're so close to an international school, a city like San Francisco, but yet they're also right in the middle of nature, close to beaches, mountains, and pretty much you can go skiing or surfing, pretty easily, like maybe 45 minutes to go surfing, 3 hours to go skiing. So we like to say it gives our kids a lot of variety. And the other thing I just want to mention is that it's also really close to and easy to get to from Brazil. So we have 2 international airports. So we're about 45 minutes away from the airport. And of course, safety and security is obviously always going to be a concern. And given our location in Marin, about 16 miles from the city, we're in a very suburban, safe neighborhood where there's still lots of things to do. But you're in like kind of a little sanctuary of wonderful places to visit that are very safe, and then also great restaurants and things to do. So with that, I'll skip to the next slide. So one thing that you may not know about San Domenico is that we are the oldest school, independent school in California. We were founded 173 years ago by Dominican sisters. And their focus and foundation in founding the school was really to provide opportunities in education for those who were deprived of that. At this time, education was mostly given to white men, and the Dominican sisters who founded the school felt it was really important to embrace learning across all different types of people and backgrounds, including Native Americans and of course girls. And so that's how the school was founded. Today we embrace those same spirit of inclusivity. We look for ways that we can globally teach our kids how to be incredible global citizens and give back to the world. And so that continues today as we move forward in our 173rd year. Pass. So it's a different slide from the one previous where it's all black and white. You can see it's very old, 173 years. Today, a very vibrant, busy, bustling co-ed high school. And so we're so proud of the kids and what they do every day as they find their way through those 4 magical years of high school. Pass. So a little bit about San Domenico. We are a K-12 school, so you may have seen some younger kids in the video, and that's because we serve children from kindergarten all the way up to 12th grade. And so that makes us kind of different in the sense that we have a true community, and we focus on each grade level really supporting the others. So our older students are obviously very involved in some of our younger students. They have opportunities to be leaders, whether it's on the basketball court, the soccer field, or teaching students about science, technology, or maybe even a world language. So we do integrate lots of really fun opportunities for our high school kids to get involved with our younger ones. But in terms of the high school specifically, we have 380 students, and that's both day and boarding. So 260 of our high schoolers come to school every day on a bus. They live down the road, and then we have 140 students who live on campus. And so that makes it a really unique day and boarding experience that is truly magical for both our day and our international students. The other thing I'll just mention is that across the United States, San Domenico is ranked in the top 4% for all independent schools. So pass. And as I mentioned, we have a boarding program. 140 students live on campus, and 23 countries is represented in our student body right now. And you can see the list. We do have quite a few students from Brazil. They are one of my favorite students, and we'll talk a little bit more about them in a minute. But the combination of having all of these different students from across the world does present some really amazing learning opportunities for our students. No matter where they are on campus, you're going to hear different languages spoken. You're going to hear different viewpoints. Our students from all over the world bring such an incredible perspective to all of their classes as well. So this is just one of the special things that through our international population, we're able to extend to our day students as well. Pass. So as you saw in the opening video, the campus is quite large. So it's 515 acres. And it really is truly a place our students call home, whether they're a day student or a boarding student. We have over 240,000 academic square feet of academic buildings, athletic spaces. As you can see, we also have a music conservatory that really shepherds our performing arts, 2 theaters. We have over 30 rehearsal studios. STEM is very, very popular at San Domenico. We have an incredible program we're going to talk about a little bit more, but we have a 3D and a robotics lab there, along with a digital film studio and visual film studios. And then, of course, our dorms there's 6 residential dorms that house our 140 students. Pass. So now you kind of know where we are, a little bit about our history. What about academics? This is one of the key things as a family, or if you're an agent working with a family, you want to understand, how do they deliver academics? And so for 173 years, we have really prided ourselves on exceptional academics. And it really starts with our teachers. They are amazing. They care. They inspire, and they're also really experienced dealing with teens, because the teen brain is an amazing place, and you need to work daily to keep them inspired about their learning. And that's one of the things that's very special at San Domenico. The other thing is that we work on our curriculum. It's very student-centered. We have over 110 courses and 31 AP and honors courses. And that really means that students have a choice in what they want to study. So, of course, we have a core curriculum that we provide to them that matches the university system here in the US. But we also believe it's up to the kids themselves to drive their passions and to drive their educational experience. And so that is why these courses, these 110 courses, and we're going to talk a little bit more about our signature programs in a minute, they're so important to helping these kids find their passions and purpose in their high school experience. Pass. So we have 10 different signature programs, and a signature program is not just like a great course that we offer. These are programs that significantly offer an experience that someone cannot get in another high school. And one of the newer programs that we've offered in the past few years has been our digital arts and our game design academy. So again, this is something that most high schools cannot offer. The experience is not met there. This is a digital arts. A lot of our kids over the years have been saying how programming is such a big part of their lives. That obviously we engage them in our STEM program, but we built out another level for them, and that is through our digital arts and our game design academy, where these kids now are working on projects. They're creating programs and projects that they would be doing maybe in a work environment. So they're really learning how to be a professional in high school. And that's what makes this program signature. So in addition to the game design, we do digital animation, we do 4-year film. These kids are working on film projects all day long. They get into all the different film competitions throughout the year, and it's just a really amazing experience. Also, in STEAM, like I said, we have so many different courses in both science, technology, engineering, math, and we include art in there too. That really rounds out the whole experience. And with STEAM, we are ranked like in the top 5% for our STEAM program. And the other thing that we've been recognized over the last 3 years, each year, is for our ability to provide STEAM education for girls. So again, a lot of this was something that boys were really embracing, and girls were kind of, treading very lightly towards it, but didn't really have enough experience. So one of the things that we were being recognized at San Domenico was introducing this curriculum to young girls at an early age in 7th, 8th, and 9th grade, where they can start to say yes to STEAM, yes to AI, yes to programming, and not having to kind of make those decisions when they were in 11th and 12th grade. So we're really bringing that curriculum of STEAM into their lives much earlier and helping them understand the realities that it could be for them. I won't go into each one of these. One of the last places I'll talk is our music conservatory. So our Virtuoso program is internationally and nationally known. This is a pre-professional strings program. These kids go on to Juilliard, Berklee College of Music. They have found their passion in music, and they want to continue that in their professional life after high school and after college. And then that same type of spirit and dedication is also found in our theater and dance program, which both offer a 4-year program. So again, these kids have their choice of where they want to move on to. They found their passion in theater, in dancing, and we provide a very comprehensive program that allows them to continue their studies at the collegiate level, and then maybe, if they continue to be successful, at the professional level. Pass. So the other last thing I'll talk about when we talk about academics is that we believe we've really focused on creating a whole kind of life around just the students. This really, learning is not something that the teachers are driving through our students. We're really allowing them to take control of the learning and pushing it forward. So we give them the opportunity to learn as an auditory learner, to learn as somebody who maybe is more of a presenter. There's different learning styles. People embraced different ways of learning. And so the whole classroom experience really allows for students to show up as they feel most comfortable. And so there is this focus on individuality. And part of that is also this idea of choice in what they can take. So we don't just say you must take these core classes. We give them a foundation, and then we encourage them to add to that foundation by following a real passion that they have. And that creates this whole idea of purpose in their lives and purpose in their learning. The other thing is we support different learning styles. So whether you're an international student who is learning in a second language, which there's obviously some challenges there. We have so many different support programs that are really there to help students make their way very successfully through all of the coursework. And then the other part is this idea of student voice in the classroom. Our teachers may start the discussion, but it's our students who drive the discussion. And I think that's really important, and it makes students learning so much fun. So, and that tied with this whole idea of being a global school, where no matter if you're in the classroom, you're on the soccer field, you're doing a social justice project, you're learning by working together with people from around the world, and you're learning different perspectives, different social experiences, all which really are going to have a positive effect on all of these kids and really help them to develop into these incredibly empathetic and wonderful graduates when they leave San Domenico. Pass.
Natalia, thank you, Colleen. Natalia will do a quick summary in Portuguese now before we move
Thank you,
on.
Colleen. A lot of very good, important information. I'm going to do a summary em português. Então, a Colleen iniciou falando da localização, né? Que a escola fica no subúrbio de São Francisco, que é uma cidade incrível, com várias opções de lazer, artes, tecnologia. Os estudantes chegam, né, no Aeroporto Internacional de São Francisco, SFO, né? Ela mencionou que a escola já tem mais de 100 anos de fundação. Ela foi fundada, né, inicialmente para dar educação às meninas na região. Foi a primeira escola independente da Califórnia, então independente escola sem nenhuma conotação religiosa. Hoje em dia ela é uma escola para meninos e meninas, é uma escola que tem estudantes desde o kindergarten, que seria o pré, até o high school. Eles têm, né, 380 estudantes no high school, onde 1/3 desses estudantes moram na residência estudantil, né, e 260 alunos estão no board. A São Domênico fica entre né, no porcento das 4% das melhores escolas independentes dos Estados Unidos inteiro. Então, a gente está falando aqui de uma das melhores escolas dos Estados Unidos. Dentro dos estudantes internacionais, eles têm alunos de 23 países, incluindo o Brasil. A estrutura da escola é incrível, né? Então, eles têm aí na parte atlética, as piscinas, quadras de tênis, teatros, laboratórios de robóticas, vários estúdios e 6 dormitórios. É uma mini universidade ao redor de São Francisco. Então, os estudantes vão ter aí uma vida universitária já dentro do high school. Então, a escola, né, na parte acadêmica, é muito forte, onde 75 dos professores têm mestrados, eles têm aí mais de 110 aulas, cursos de opções para os estudantes. Tá? Eles têm aí uma média de 16 alunos por sala de aula. Tá? Então, isso faz com que os professores dêem muita assistência, os estudantes participam muito, de uma maneira muito dinâmica, onde eles aprendem na prática. A escola também oferece mais de 30 opções de aulas avançadas a nível universitários e honor classes. Uma coisa que faz a São Domênico se destacar, a escola ser única, são os programas, os signature programs que a escola oferece. Então, eles são programas pré-profissionais, tá? Alguns deles são 4 anos, alguns deles são as matérias, em áreas de interesse dos estudantes. Tá? Então, ela falou muito do programa de teatro, de dança, que são 4 anos, os estudantes chegam, né, entram aí nas melhores universidades dos Estados Unidos, ela mencionou. Eles têm um programa muito forte em STEM, que seria a sigla para ciências, tecnologia, engenharia, e artes e matemática. Tá? É comprovado aí que 60% dos empregos do futuro vão estar nessa área. A escola também é muito reconhecida por incentivar as meninas a estudarem nessa área. Então, esses cursos preparatórios, pré-profissionais que a escola oferece é o único da São Domênico. Tá? Então, poucas high schools oferecem essas opções. Ela também mencionou muito que é uma escola focada no aprendizado do estudante. Então, a escola reconhece que cada estudante aprende de uma maneira. Tem estudantes que é muito visual, tem estudantes que é muito mais em trabalho, apresentação, né? Então, cada estudante tem a sua maneira e a escola respeita isso, né? As formas diferentes de ensino. Uma parte também muito importante na São Domênico é a voz do estudante. Os professores podem começar um debate, um assunto, mas quem lidera a aula, quem faz a aula são os estudantes. Tá? E é uma escola, né, global, onde ela também respeita as várias maneiras de aprendizado dos estudantes internacionais. Ela oferece vários suporte para os estudantes que vêm de outros países e tem outras maneiras de aprendizado.
Good job.
I'm trying to, you gave so many good information.
It's hard to
But
translate.
please go ahead, Colleen.
Okay. Well, thank you for the translation. So the next area I wanted to talk about was learning opportunities outside the classroom. And there's so many different ways that we bring the learning experience outside the classroom. One of them, which we just completed, is when our students first come to school, we do orientation trips. And this is by class. And yeah, so maybe you're an 11th grader, but you haven't seen your classmates all year. Plus, we bring in transfer students too. And this is really a chance to just to reconnect with everybody. And for our 9th graders, it's so important in just beginning to set that tone for that class. And these orientation trips really help them learn not only about themselves, how to work together. You know, each grade is working on a different thing. It could be communication, it could be teamwork, it could be resilience. So they're all kind of thoughtful and purposeful. But in the end, the bottom line is kids have a ball. They enjoy it. They have so much fun. The teachers are there with them, and so they're getting to know their teachers in a very informal way. So it's just an awesome experience. We take that experience of orientation trips and then we kind of dial it up with spring discovery. And spring discovery happens in like right after, February. It's right at the end of February. Everybody needs a break. And we take between 5 and 10 days outside the classroom where they're doing some self-discovery hands-on. So in this particular picture, this was a trip to Alaska. And they're learning not only about botany and the culture and some of the geology of Alaska, they're learning how to work together. In this trip, they were also camping, so they're doing a little life skills there. But there's so many different trips that we offer. Sometimes we're learning about technology. Sometimes it's leadership. Sometimes it's going backstage in a New York play, or going up to the Shakespeare Festival up in Ashland, Oregon. So it really depends on your focus and your area of interest. There are different trips to kind of satisfy that. And then we are restarting our global trips, which is really a chance for students to not only learn about different cultures, but also translate that into sometimes climate change, environmental things. Each trip is a little different. This year, we're instituting a trip to Ecuador. We're going to be learning about the rainforest and different things in that part of the world. We'll also be going to, China, and then Belize. And those are the 3 trips planned. So again, it's all about leadership. These are optional. Families can choose to pay into this. Spring Discovery is part of the tuition, part of our program, and so is our orientation. And then the last way that we really help kids learn outside the classroom is from all the different perks and student clubs we have and different opportunities that we have for kids to try something that they maybe don't have a lot of time in their schedule to do, which is what our perks are, or if they really want to dive into a passion of theirs like robotics, they can do that, or theater or an ensemble production. They can do that after school in our after school program clubs. So thank you. You can pass now. All this really leads up to 4 years. And what we really try to do is not only provide just an amazing academic experience, but really to help the kids understand that we're focused on redefining the metrics of achievement. So achievement by most schools is, straight A's, getting into a good college. And while all of those things are still true, we really believe that the metric for a student is to find their passion, is to be able to connect learning back to their personal reason for being. What drives them, what gets them in the morning, what excites them about learning, and be able to really connect the learning and the passion together. And that is something that this school is so amazingly good at. So coupled with the educational focus and the academic choice, you have this purpose that kind of permeates everything. And we believe that when you connect purpose back into learning, kids are really able to kind of unleash their potential. And that is why you see such great results when it comes to college matriculation. And if you can go to the next slide, I'll be able to show you that. So yeah, so all of this is just this combination that happens, and our kids end up really figuring out who they are through their 4 years at San Domenico. They understand where they want to go with their learning, and they're able to really identify and choose a school that really fits them. Because there's a ton of, secondary, higher ed choices for kids, and our kids end up really finding a place that they feel comfortable, that they succeed in, and they all attribute a lot of that to their foundation that they received at San Domenico. Pass. So moving on to some of the really exciting and fun things. Academics are awesome, but the best thing is our arts programs at San Domenico. You will never find a school that really offers such a variety and such depth. So as I mentioned, we have 5 different art programs. In the performing side, we have music. We are a music conservatory. We have a 4-year theater and dance program. Kids have the opportunity to really explore these quite deeply. It's not just a class or 2. They really can take a lot of classes both during the day and in their coursework after school. And then we also have ensemble productions for both dance and all of the music. So we have the virtuoso program. We also have a contemporary jazz program. We have a rock program. Kids can take on the vocal side of things. So there's just tremendous opportunities no matter where they find themselves in the performing arts. And then in visual arts, students can choose to go down the traditional path of painting and drawing and that kind of thing, but they can also expand further into fashion design. Maybe they want to go into ceramics or some of these other areas, sculpture. All of those things are covered, very high level AP programs in visual arts. And then digital arts, we talked about a little bit under signature programs. This is just a phenomenal program where kids really have the opportunity to go out there and do hands-on work. Right now, we've added some new courses this year and next, where kids will be going out and pitching their stories, their screenplays to Hollywood. And so again, this is part of the whole program with our 4-year film program, that really gives these kids such an unusual experience and the chance to really find their passion along the way. You want to pass? Next slide. So this is just a quick slide, again, just showing the 2 sides of our music, both the jazz and rock side and the very traditional classical strings program. Pass. Same with dance and theater. Our productions on the dance side are just exquisite. The focus is really on self-expression, choreography. Of course, we provide all of the technical instruction, but we really give the kids the opportunity to kind of go beyond that and to find their own way of expressing their love of dance, whatever form that may be. And in theater, there's multiple opportunities to get involved in either a musical, a dramatic program, a comedy program, 1-act plays. You can create your own 1-act play as part of the senior program. You could also step in and be a director. You could go into the tech side and get involved in all of the backstage. So there's, again, many opportunities, many directions for students to go if they choose to go into any of these areas. Pass. And I think I've talked a little bit about this, so we can just move on to the next slide. So athletics, I know a lot of students that come from Brazil enjoy being outside and active, and we have a great experience for them at San Domenico. We offer 32 different opportunities to be on teams across 16 sports. And this picture here is actually one of my favorite kids who just graduated. His name is Bernardo, and he comes from Brazil. He was a goalkeeper for us, and he is now playing at Soka University down south. Super excited about him and what his potential future holds for him in terms of playing soccer. But there's, you know, lots and lots of opportunities. I would say that our most popular sports are going to be basketball and soccer for the boys. We have a tremendous program in badminton, and we also have a really incredible aquatics program, both in water polo and swimming. So those are going to be areas where we're really going to see a lot of growth, because we just started the water polo program a year ago. We have one of the top Bay Area coaches leading that, and I expect to see us starting to win some championships very soon. Pass. And this is just a picture of our girls team who, this is the second year they went to the State Cup Championship. They won in 2022. I'm sorry, they won in 2021. Last year, they came short. They were 2 points away from winning it again, but such a tremendous effort. And just to notice, we had a number of international students on this team. So it's always, you know, all of our teams are made up of both domestic and international students, and it makes for such an incredible experience for them on the athletic playing fields. Pass.
Thank you,
Okay,
Colleen.
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, before you move on, a quick summary in português. Bom, pessoal, complementando aí, a Natália falou já muita informação e agora mais ainda, realmente uma escola super completa, né? Entrando um pouquinho aí na parte de lazer, mas não é somente lazer, é sempre aprendizado. Então, a San Domenico traz muitas opções de aprendizado fora de sala de aula, o que traz também o entretenimento para os alunos brasileiros. A gente sabe que eles sempre estão perguntando, né? Então, primeiramente, ela comentou sobre a orientação. Os alunos acabaram de chegar, né, os novos estudantes, e eles fazem orientação para esses alunos, para que todos se conheçam, para eles conhecerem o campus, para eles se situarem e se divertirem também. Então, é mais do que apenas uma orientação, é para que eles também...
Ok.
Ainda que seja entre turmas diferentes, né? Um aluno de 9º ano com um aluno de 3º ano, ainda assim a escola proporciona isso, tá? Para os estudantes. O Spring Discovery é algo bastante interessante, a gente tem isso, né, em muitas escolas, que é aquele break de primavera, acontece no final de fevereiro, no caso da San Domenico, de 5 a 10 dias, e é sempre uma viagem com um aprendizado, para os alunos aprenderem algo na prática. Ela colocou aí no slide, inclusive, uma viagem para o Alasca, onde os alunos puderam acampar, eles estudaram sobre geologia, dentre outras opções. Então, aqui foi um exemplo, né, que ela colocou, são sempre viagens educacionais para complementar o que os alunos estão vendo em sala de aula e fora de sala de aula também, tá? E existem outras excursões. No caso do Spring Discovery, já está incluso no programa, tá? Então, isso é muito bacana, já está incluso no programa. Porém, existem outras excursões menores no decorrer do ano, que os alunos podem pagar como opcionais. Ela deu um exemplo agora, viagem para o Equador, para a China e para Belize. Então, também sempre viagens nesse sentido educacional. Além dos clubes após a aula. Tá? Então, clube de robótica, de teatro, foram alguns clubes, né, que ela citou, que são sempre aí um complemento, principalmente focando também na preparação universitária, na área de interesse do aluno. Então, a San Domenico oferece uma variedade muito grande. Tá? E a ideia, né, falando dessa preparação universitária, já pensando nisso, é que o aluno se descubra, né, durante o high school, que ele tenha a oportunidade de testar as suas habilidades e que entre em universidades que façam sentido para aquele aluno. Às vezes o aluno tem uma universidade em mente e a escola consegue também mostrar outras opções. Então, a ideia é que os alunos encontrem boas opções e universidades que sejam interessantes para o perfil deles. tá? É uma escola que se destaca bastante em artes, então vocês viram já nos slides anteriores um pouquinho dos programas, né, dos Signature Programs, alguns, inclusive, muitos direcionados para artes. Então, é uma escola que tem ali a parte de música, de teatro, de dança, de artes visuais e o design, não somente como aula, né, mas como um programa completo. Então, alunos que queiram realmente se dedicar a artes, participar de produções de música, produções de teatro, de musicais, né? E não somente ali estando no palco, mas como um diretor ou mesmo no backstage. São muitas as oportunidades que a escola oferece nesse sentido. Então, em termos de artes, é uma escola que se destaca bastante para alunos que queiram esse aprofundamento, né, em artes. Eu não quero fazer somente uma matéria, eu quero realmente me dedicar a isso, ou quero me profissionalizar em artes, excelente opção, tá? E, por fim, os esportes. Né, vocês viram ali os esportes divididos por temporadas, são 16 esportes no total, são 32 times, mais 16 esportes, e vocês viram também ali um pouquinho no vídeo e também na foto do campus, que a estrutura da escola é fantástica para esportes, então ela realmente tem ali toda a estrutura necessária dentro do próprio campus. Alguns destaques de esportes, o basquete e o futebol, que são esportes muito procurados pelos brasileiros, né? Então, são esportes de destaque. Ela citou o badminton também, que é um esporte diferente, mas é bastante interessante. E o programa aquático, tá? Da San Domenico. A San Domenico tem um programa focado em natação e em polo aquático. Então, quem tiver alunos interessados, e polo aquático é uma demanda bastante recorrente, a San Domenico é uma excelente opção nesse sentido, tá bom? Yeah, Colleen, go ahead.
Okay, great job translating. The last area that I wanted to kind of share with you is about our boarding program and kind of give you a sense of what we offer to all of our students who live on campus. So first of all, as you can see, everyone's happy. Everyone loves to be a boarder. There's a lot to do. The kids usually live with one or two other students. So most of our rooms are doubles, but we do have a couple triples. The facility basically features lounges on each floor, shared bathrooms. There's a lot of different facilities. The most common area that where both boys and girls can be, because these are all single gender floors, so girls are on one floor and boys are on the other, but we have a common lounge where kids can cook, because they're not allowed to cook in their rooms. They can hang out, they can watch TV, they can play games, they can barbecue, and also sit by our fire outside, which is a big thing the kids like to do. The other thing is health and safety is super important. We are basically the moms and dads for these kids when they're away from home, and we take our job very seriously. So the staff is really, really well trained. We have 24-hour security that is on campus with a full campus team that is there, and everything is really, really safe. We have a health center on campus where we have a 24-hour nurse. We have two emotional support counselors that are available as well if kids are struggling a little bit with being either away from home or stress or some other kind of emotional stuff that's going on with them. And so mental health and wellness is something that we really, really take seriously at San Domenico. It's something that all of our teens are facing, and we really try to help them by decreasing the stress level at school, really helping them understand how to stay healthy, getting some good sleep, talking when they have concerns, and to really be open about any issues. So we really help them navigate just being adolescents, which is just a tough time. And then you add school and being away from home, and you really have to take those things seriously. As I said, the residential faculty that supports our 140 students are amazing. They work super hard, they're engaging, they're friendly, but they're also, responsible for, keeping things in order and on track. And so all of our students really have responsibilities. They're living in community. And so they pretty much look for ways to kind of build that culture and help kids stay within the bounds of rules, but also enjoy and have a great time. They also, work with the students on their studying if they need support academically, but most importantly, they're social friends. They help them, they take them on trips, and they're just, people that they can rely on the day-to-day. The last thing I'll talk about is just our off-campus activities. So pretty much every day, the students are able to go off campus if they need supplies or they need to get something, or if they want to go off for dinner or something like that. We have a really great system for students checking in, but then every weekend we have different trips and things that are organized for the kids to not only experience different cultural activities within the Bay Area, but again, if they just want to go shopping, hang out with their friends, go grab something to eat, those opportunities are available as well. Pass. So the next slides are like 10 slides, which are really here only to give you a sense of what the campus looks like. So I'm going to run through these really quick. This is just the entrance of the campus. Pass. What one of our labs or our science classrooms might look like. Pass. This is our library. Pass. This is the 3D lab. This is where some of our robotics teams meet, but most of our classes also use these for different projects that they're working on. Engineering and STEAM, really depends. Pass. This is one of two theaters that we have. This is our main theater for our Virtuoso program and our music program. It seats 400 people, but we also use this for our dance ensembles. And in some cases we obviously do all of our theater productions here too, like our musicals and sometimes our dramas. Although we do have a smaller theater in Dominican Hall that we use for more of our dramatic and smaller productions. Pass. Just a shot of what the campus looks like. Again, we're surrounded by hills on all sides. It's absolutely beautiful. The weather is nice too. And it's, pretty much what you would expect from, kind of the Northern California kind of climate, about 80 degrees during most months. And then in the winter, it's pretty mild. Pass. Just another shot of campus. This is kids just hanging out by our Kesterson turf field. And the dorms are in the background, and you can see. Pass. Another shot of our turf field. Pass. Dorms. Pass. This is Mercedes Lounge. This is the area I was talking about. This is a co-ed lounge. Where that big white wall is, that's a place where a screen comes down, and we do movies, we do sports, big football games and things the kids want to watch. It's also a place where kids can hang out and just be with their friends, play games. And then on the other side of the room is where there's a kitchen, a full kitchen, and more places to kind of hang out and gather. Pass. This is a lounge that's on each floor. Pass. A little ping pong. So that's something to while away the days and to have some fun with your friends. Pass. This is our dining hall. Pass. Our gym. Pass. And one of our favorite places on campus is our pool. This is a beautiful pool. It was just remodeled 2 years ago. This is the new home to our water polo program. We created this pool for our water polo program. But of course, we also have a very, very strong swimming program now as well. And this is accessible to our dorm students pretty much all the time. Because of the weather, the kids can swim anytime. You don't just close this up in the winter. It's available to students during the winter. The pool is heated, and it's directly right next door to our dorms. Pass. And that's San Domenico. Thank you so much for spending some time with Marcina and I. And if you have any questions, we're happy to answer.
Natalia, you are on mute.
Thank you, Colleen. That was wonderful. A lot of good information. I'm going to do a briefly translation. Então, a Colleen mencionou agora bastante informação sobre o dormitório, sobre a vida estudantil dos estudantes. Então, ela mencionou que eles têm bastante opções de lazer, tá? Os quartos na São Domênico, eles são duplos, a maioria é duplo, mas ela tem alguns quartos triplos, tá? Eles têm um andar das meninas e um andar dos meninos, e aí eles têm a área, os lounges, em outro andar, que são tantos para coeds, tantos para meninos e para meninas, onde ela mostrou numa dos slides, onde eles mostram filmes, fazem jogos. A escola também oferece uma cozinha para os estudantes fazerem alguma da alimentação, alguma coisa que eles tenham interesse, tá? Então, ela mencionou isso. Eles têm mais de 100 pessoas que trabalham no dormitório da São Domênico, tá? Mas os estudantes têm algumas responsabilidades, é a casa deles. Então, essas pessoas também, eles não só ajudam a manter a ordem, mas como eles ajudam os estudantes na parte acadêmica, lição de casa, trabalhos. A escola oferece bastante atividades nos finais de semana, tá? Então, todo final de semana tem passeios, tem atividades, não só para São Francisco, como fazer compras, e durante a semana existe sim a oportunidade de eles saírem do campus, irem comprar alguma coisa, jantar fora. A escola tem esse sistema. A escola leva muito a sério a segurança, a responsabilidade de ter os alunos na escola, então eles têm segurança 24 horas, 7 dias por semana. A escola também conta com uma enfermaria e uma enfermeira 24 horas, 7 dias por semana, e eles levam muito a sério a saúde mental dos estudantes. Então, eles têm 2 psicólogos também nos dormitórios para dar qualquer suporte que os estudantes precisem durante o programa. O campus é um campus fechado, né? Então, ela também mencionou aí das escolas, outras nos slides, algumas coisas que ela mencionou. O teatro da escola, que eles têm um programa muito forte em artes, em dança, em teatro, então eles têm um auditório para mais de 400 pessoas, e também a piscina, uma nova piscina que eles fizeram do programa de polo aquático da escola, o programa de natação. Como Califórnia é um lugar onde, né, tem um clima muito ameno para os Estados Unidos, sol boa parte do ano, os estudantes podem usar também a piscina quando não há treino de polo aquático e natação. Eu acho que seria essas informações principais que a Colleen passou. A Andréia agora vai passar um pouquinho como é que é o processo de inscrição na escola.
Nós temos um vídeo aqui, primeiramente, dos dormitórios, e em seguida já vamos falar sobre o processo de matrícula.
The boarding program really taught me how to take care of myself and how to respect others and to become more independent.
I've made friends with people from all around the world, Mexico, Hong Kong, Vietnam, Czech Republic, and Marin County.
As soon as I came here, I immediately fell in love with the program. It was a big leap from being someone who'd never gone to school outside of the neighborhood to coming all the way up to the North Bay from the city. And while it was a big transition, I'm super glad I made the transition because being a regional boarder has been one of the greatest experiences of my life, I would say.
When I first arrived at San Domenico, the community was really welcoming me, and I already felt like I was part of a family.
I chose San Domenico specifically for the reason that it's close enough to home, but that I can also sort of be independent and have my own experience. And in a way, it sort of prepares me for college.
For me, working in the boarding program, I really appreciate working with international students, as well as the regional students, but for the international students and I, we have a common bond.
The community is very welcoming to international students.
Being part of an international boarding program has definitely opened my perspectives of different cultures Like I never thought I was going to be a roommate with a girl from Taiwan.
You're hearing so many different languages being spoken, you're hearing so many different cultures being celebrated, and that's the best part about San Domenico.
As a prefect for the boarding program, one of the things we do when new students arrive is we make it very clear that our doors are always open.
Everyone is so nice, everyone is so welcoming. You can make friends with anybody in any grade because everyone has their own way of being really special.
All of the resident faculty were very welcoming, especially Coach Fulton. He's like family to me now.
If they're sick, we have a nurse that's taking care of them. We're taking care of them. We're their mom and dad away from home.
Our goal and our mission is to create a safe place for anyone on campus that needs a little health and wellness.
The balance between being a college prep school and a school that develops students with passions and purpose is that they're really not two separate things. We really support both elements by having a well-rounded and inclusive program.
Another thing about San Domenico that I like is the food is really good here. We have different options every day.
I really like how often we serve like fruit and salad because it's a good balance to pizza or like spaghetti, so you get like the best of both worlds.
When you eat with someone every day and when you live with someone, you form a connection that you don't think is possible.
You're going to hear about communities no matter where you go. What I really appreciate about San Domenico is we live out the value of community every day through our boarding program.
I think choosing San Domenico is a good decision because I've truly learned and grown a lot in the past 3 years.
San Domenico에서 만나길 바랍니다.
Muito bem, então vamos falar aí rapidamente, tá, sobre o processo de matrícula. Primeiramente, nós sempre fazemos na 3W, né, com todas as escolas, um processo de aceitação. Como que funciona esse processo? Todos os alunos americanos e internacionais precisam ser aceitos pelas escolas. Então, nós temos o que nós chamamos de pré-application. Para quem nunca fez matrícula na 3W, essa é uma documentação inicial que a escola precisa para avaliar o perfil desse aluno, tá? Então, ali, os dados pessoais, se o aluno tiver alguma questão médica, tomar algum medicamento ou alguma restrição alimentar, é nesse momento que a gente precisa estar sabendo, tá, dessa informação e dependendo da situação com o laudo médico anexado. Nesse pré-application também o aluno precisa fazer uma carta de intenção, né, com os objetivos dele, porque ele está fazendo esse programa. Nós precisamos também de 2 cartas de recomendação, uma do professor de inglês e outra do professor de matemática. Nós temos um modelo dentro do pré-application. E, em paralelo, o estudante também precisa apresentar o histórico escolar dos últimos 3 anos com uma tradução simples, o ELTS ou algum outro teste de inglês. Então, se o aluno de vocês tiver um Cambridge ou algum outro teste, também é possível enviar para a escola. E a San Domenico faz uma entrevista diretamente com eles, tá? Por Zoom, em inglês. Geralmente, essa entrevista leva cerca de 15 minutos e é um bate-papo para a escola conhecer o perfil do estudante, tá? Um ponto bastante importante é que a San Domenico aceita matrículas até o dia 9 de janeiro, tá? Para embarque no próximo fall, em agosto de 2024. Então, tendo alunos interessados, é bem importante antecipar as vendas, porque é uma escola que, em geral, esgota, tá, as vagas bem rapidamente. Feito esse passo número 1, o processo de aceitação, uma vez que o aluno for aceito, nós vamos receber a carta de aceitação dele. A San Domenico tem um application online que nós vamos dar aí toda a assessoria a vocês, tá? E sempre que for necessário, a gente marca um call operacional com a nossa equipe do operacional para tirar as dúvidas, entrar, de repente, aí no application online com vocês. Um ponto bastante importante também é que a San Domenico é um perfil de boarding school que muitas vezes envia e-mails direto, tá, para o aluno. Então, quando ele for aceito, o aluno pode receber um e-mail parabenizando. É bem importante a gente deixar a família ciente disso para eles não assustarem apenas ao receber um e-mail, tá? Então, sempre que houver ali alguma dúvida, receber algum e-mail, não tem problema, pede para encaminhar para vocês e nós vamos alinhando juntos, tá bom? Todo esse processo aí de application, tá? Pessoal, dúvidas, deixem aí, né, na caixinha de perguntas. Eu vi que a Colin já respondeu algumas perguntas de vocês no decorrer da apresentação. Eu vou ler essas perguntas para que todos, né, estejam a par, porque de repente a dúvida de um é a dúvida de outro, tá? Então, a Camila, ela perguntou se era possível misturar, fazer mais de um signature program. Por exemplo, o Digital Arts e teatro. E a Colin falou que sim, é possível. Então, caso o aluno tenha interesse em mais de um programa, sem problemas, ele pode fazer, tá? A Ana Lígia perguntou se os estudantes podem participar de esportes, e sim, não tem problema. Os esportes também são abertos aos alunos internacionais. Apenas lembrando que esporte sempre, né, o aluno ele vai fazer as práticas e as aulas, entrar no time oficial, depende dele se destacar também, mas sempre as aulas estão abertas para os alunos, tá? E a Ana Lígia também perguntou quantos alunos por quarto. São quartos em geral duplos, mas existem alguns quartos triplos também, tá? Colleen, we have a couple of questions here. First of all, about uniform. Does the school have a uniform or a dress code?
No, we don't. We have them in the middle school, which you may have seen a couple kids wearing a uniform, but the high school, no, there is no dress code. We just ask that they dress respectfully.
Perfect. Pessoal, perguntei então para a Colinha que a gente teve uma dúvida sobre uniforme ou sobre código de vestimenta. É uma escola que não tem, tá? Nem uniforme, nem um código de vestimenta, apenas pedem que eles se vistam respeitavelmente. Então, esse é um diferencial também, porque a grande maioria das escolas tem, né? Então, o aluno que gosta ali de se vestir mais a seu modo é uma boa opção de escola. We have one more question, Colleen, about the dorms. How are the rooms divided? Students by interest or grade? How is this roommate decision made?
So there's a couple ways that we do it. The first is through the age. So we try to put kids who are the same age and grade together because they're taking the same classes. They would have more in common, things that they might be doing together. The second is we do a questionnaire. And we look at certain things like how people sleep, how they, do they like to stay up late? Are they a morning person? And we try to understand, community living is not easy. And so you want to put kids together that have a similar schedule, if you will. And so we do those roommate questionnaires, and then that coupled with their grade and some of their interests. If we have some soccer players, we might put the soccer players together because they're going to be playing, on a team together or training or taking trips together. So there's just lots of ways that we group students, but usually by age, interest, and then, their sleeping patterns.
Perfect. Pessoal, a gente recebeu uma pergunta aqui sobre como são divididos os quartos, né? E primeiramente, a Colin disse que por ano, né, por ano de estudo, por idade, isso é bastante comum, até porque os objetivos de um aluno de 9º ano e de um aluno de 3º ano são bem diferentes, a mentalidade também, mas eles também se preocupam com os interesses e preferências desses alunos, de repente um aluno que tenha um schedule, né, uma grade curricular similar. Então, eles passam um questionário para procurar conhecer esse estudante e entender o perfil dele e procurar um roommate também que seja compatível com ele. Isso torna o programa mais fácil, a adaptação mais fácil também.
Colleen, we also
go ahead, Natalia. You can ask.
Yeah, we have another question regarding the breaks. You mentioned on the presentation about the spring break that the school offered the trip. Regarding Thanksgiving and Christmas break, does the school offer trips or the student has to leave the dorms during those breaks?
So the school is closed during Christmas break. So we do encourage students to go home. We do, for some students, they are allowed to stay if they're on a team that's playing in the winter because they have tournaments. But a lot of times we find we'll put them with other students who are on the same team. So they're going to go live with those families over the breaks. So there's never a trip planned for Christmas because we close. For spring break, we do. We have a couple of different trips. And as we get out of COVID, the trips will become more plentiful. I think everyone was just, it took us a while to kind of bring back all of the things that we used to do. And so, yeah, as we get more and more out of COVID and people are just comfortable traveling again and doing it on a large scale with a lot of students, we'll continue to offer more trips. But sometimes they can be just as simple as, there's different spring break clubs and camps that are happening in different parts of the country. Some kids who are into sports, they may be traveling for their sport team. So there's different kinds of things that are offered and happening in spring break.
How about Thanksgiving, Colleen?
I'm sorry, could you repeat that?
How about Thanksgiving break? Can the students stay?
Yeah, they can stay. That's only a few days, so that week the dorms are open, and what we do is kind of special. We will encourage our current day students to invite boarders over for Thanksgiving dinner. So the kids who are boarders get a chance to really experience, because this is a big holiday for us in the US, and we celebrate family and togetherness. And so it's a great holiday to encourage our day students to bring international students over and to share in that family celebration.
Thank you, Colleen. Então, a Colleen mencionou aqui sobre os intervalos no sistema acadêmico americano, né? O primeiro é o Thanksgiving, ação de graças. Tá? A acomodação fica aberta durante esse período, essa semana que a escola fecha. Ela mencionou que ela tenta promover que os estudantes americanos convidem os estudantes do boarding a passar o final de semana de Thanksgiving com eles, ou a celebrar o Thanksgiving. Aí ela mencionou que entre o Natal e o Ano Novo, recesso de final do ano, a escola fecha. Ela recomenda que os estudantes voltem para o país, né, do Brasil, ou outra opção, os pais virem para cá viajar. Alguns poucos alunos que têm algum esporte ficam na escola, mas acabam também ficando na casa de família de um colega do seu time de esporte. E aí, no Spring Break, é a época, o intervalo, que a escola promove várias viagens. Ela mencionou que agora, depois do Covid, a escola vai oferecer várias viagens, algumas maiores, menores, mas várias opções.
Colleen, we have one last question about food restriction. Can the school accept a vegan student, or maybe a student that cannot eat gluten?
Right. So we do have a very good kitchen. They respond to pretty much every allergy and every situation. Every day there is a vegan option. Every day there is a vegetarian option. Every day we have a meat option. And of course, there's always gluten-free pizza, gluten-free sandwiches. So there's a lot of ways that we address food allergies and sensitivities across the board.
Perfect. Pessoal, nós tivemos aí uma última pergunta sobre restrição alimentar, né? Então, a Colleen comentou que todo dia tem uma opção vegana, uma opção vegetariana, uma opção com carne e opções sem glúten, né? Caso aí o aluno tenha algum tipo de restrição. E lembrando que dentro ali dos dormitórios, eles também têm acesso a uma pequena cozinha. Então, o aluno que quiser ali, de repente, fazer um lanche, pode cozinhar alguma coisinha simples, eles também têm esse acesso. Colleen, that's it. We have no other questions. Thank you so much for your time,
Sure.
Colleen and Marcina.
Just one thing I wanted to say is that there were some questions in the Q&A that I answered earlier. So hopefully
I read them.
Okay, great.
Yeah, I did.
Well,
Thank you for that.
so much for letting us come in and explain our great school to everyone. And you guys did an amazing job. Thank you.
Thank you, Colleen, Marcina.
My pleasure.
Obrigada,
Thank you so
pessoal.
much.
Obrigada, pessoal. A gravação estará no nosso YouTube para quem quiser reassistir. Até mais. Bom feriado aí para todo mundo. Tá?
Boa noite.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
All right,
See you
bye-bye.
soon, Marcina.
I know,
in a
see you
few
soon.
weeks.
I'm really excited.
Me too. Do you already have your hotel here in São Paulo? Have you booked? Yeah.
I do. It's at the Marriott at the World Trade Center. I thought I had sent you my itinerary with my flight and my hotel, but I can email you for sure.
Yes, please. Do you know if Tyler and Santiago are staying in the same hotel?
They are. They are.
They are?
Indeed.
Okay. Perfect. I'm already working on our agenda. I'll send you soon the details.
Okay. Wonderful.
Thank
Thank
you.
you so much.
Bye, Colleen. Bye.
Bye-bye.